Hey, welcome back to another step-by-step lesson. This is Kim and I'm here. Today I'm going to show you how to use pivot tables. They're super useful and people don't even know what they are. So I wanted to kind of show what they are, show how they work, show how to create, and I think you'll see how cool they are and why you would want to use them. Pivot tables is inside of Excel. Oops. Here we go. This is some data that I have already created. Just some sales data basically with dates, order numbers, customers, salesperson, order urgency, some SKUs, tracking numbers, and the total sale amount. So this is going to be the pivot table will help us organize this data so that we can pull out the information that we want in a real simple format without looking at the entire table and trying to figure this information out. So all you do, click inside your table and you go to the Insert tab, and first I want to show you the recommended pivot tables. These are already created. You don't have to know anything. So you just click on these and it'll give you some examples. So, can I zoom in? No, it won't let me. Okay. So this one is a sum of sale by amount of order urgency. This sorts all the data by sum of order ID by the order urgency. This one is tracking. This one is sum of sales by salesperson. Let's just see what that looks like. So it kind of shows you we're going to have each salesperson here with the total of the sales that they have throughout this table. So it gathers all their information together and it adds up all their sales and puts it in one spot so you can easily see the information. What's this one? Tracking by order. So that's interesting. Let's see, what's this one? That's the order IDs. That's a different thing. Show by tracking by salesperson. Here's sum of sale by SKU. So that would be an interesting one too. So these are the different SKU numbers. And by shipping information. I guess you probably wouldn't even need this. You could get rid of that part. But so the grand total of the different SKUs, which ones sell the most for the most money. I mean, a cheap thing obviously would probably have a lower total than something that was expensive, but whatever. Order ID, and here's tracking. Anyways, so those are some ones that are pre-created for you. You don't have to do anything. But let's go ahead and create our own. So to create your own, you just go up to Insert tab again and click on Pivot Table. I'm going to put it in my existing worksheet just right here so we can see it. So we'll but you could click here and it would create a new worksheet with your table on it. But let's just put it in our existing. Oops. So I need to click a little spot. So I just click on this and then we'll put it right here and then press that and then OK. So now it puts a placeholder here where our pivot table is going to go. These are your settings. So over here, these are the field lists. These are our field names. These are basically our column headers here. So they're all here. Now you have filtering. You can set columns, set the rows and the values. First, let's put our sale amount in the value. And let's put our salesperson in the rows. So that's what we saw in the sample. So it's basically each salesperson with their amount of data. That looks weird, but you have each person for each month. But you could put order date over here in the columns. And that breaks it down a little differently. Oops. So that goes across that way, which is kind of a little bit each person, each salesperson. See, it's January, he sold that much. February. Let's put this over here too. That might make it a little bit easier to see. So as you drag, and if you don't want months, click on that and it won't have. So anyways, you just kind of play with it. Let's see what else we can do. So what this table shows us is the sales by dates and then their totals in the bottom. I'm going to go back to our other, I want to go back and get rid of the dates. So you just drag what you don't want back up here. Just so you can see this here. If we wanted to filter, right, let's see here, this SKU. Let's see what it looks like there. So it shows each person and how much of each SKU that they sold. So that's kind of, I just want to show you how to filter. So let's filter by, let's see, customer. Let's see what this looks like. Let's filter by customer. So now you go up here, so it added this section up here. So it's showing all the customers right now. But let's say you want Austin Imports, what everybody sold to Austin Imports. So just Greg was the only one, and he sold this SKU for this much money. So you could go back here and you could pick a different one. Ability Plus, let's see that one. So these 3 salespeople sold to Ability Plus for these amounts. So this lets you filter. So it's interesting. I'm gonna just pick this one. Oh, a lot of people sold to that company. So it shows you what SKUs were purchased and the totals and by whom. So that's kind of how you use the filter. If we remove the SKU there, you could do this way, and then we could filter by the SKU. So you could say, let's see who sold this one. Okay, so these 4 salespeople sold that one SKU. Over the course of the year, this is the total of the amount that each person has sold of that one. Let's just pick another one. Okay, she was the only one that sold that one. Okay, and they all kind of sold that one. So you can see where the filter can be really helpful to sort the data and view it in whichever way, whichever data you want to see. Now let's get rid of that. Maybe we'll put the months for the filters. Let's see how that works. Okay, so months. Let's see how January looked. So that was the sales for just January. You're just looking at a little snippet of the data. So instead of looking through all this to try to figure it out and sort things and get it laid out the way you want, the software, Excel does it for you. Okay, let's see March. Okay, March didn't have as much, but here you have your total, 21,000. Let's see, let's do June. Oops. 45,065. So it's an interesting way to look at the data, and I think it just makes it simpler, cleaner, and it's really easy, and you can play around with the different ways things are laid out. You can just move them around. So like you want to do it this way, you could do it that way, and it would go across each person that way. So you can and you can add as many columns and as many different things as you want. So like here, let's put there's a lot of SKUs, but let's go ahead and do that. So then it breaks down the SKUs. This is just for June. If you want to go back and do all, you do all. And it'll show everything. So anyways, play with it. It's really fun. It's easy. once you get your the idea how it works, you just move things around and get it to show the data that you want to show. The recommended ones are a good place to start because you can kind of see the choices and how they laid it out. Because when you open up a recommended one, you'll see how it's laid out down here, and you're like, oh, I like how that is, and then you can set up your own information that way. Anyways, that's basically pivot tables. Play with it, you'll like it. And anyways, if you found this helpful, please like this video. I'd appreciate it. And I'd also love it if you could subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.